I would like to introduce a very special person who's here to elevate consciousness and bring those smiles back through her positivity and purity. In a world full of people who push you towards fear and anxiety, you seldom find people who show you the way to the right path through love and purity. This is what she preaches. So, presenting in front of you all, none other than an energy and mindfulness coach with an experience of more than a decade in teaching and training about emotional well being and demystifying the mind body spirit connection, Miss Arpana Khanna. And very, very proudly, I must say that Miss Arpana is a chartered accountant who has worked in the field of audit and business advisory. She holds a degree in education and law too, but she has dedicated her life towards applying it mindfully to cause conscious elevation and from her core area of her sessions. She has had about more than 2,000 sessions spread across 10 cities pan India and also conducted online sessions in the UK, USA, Middle East, Malaysia. In addition to her customized programs for education institutions, for teenagers, for faculties, for assertive caregivers and nursing staff, old age homes, she passes on her energy and her lessons everywhere. So, girls, it's time to uncork the champagne today of energy and let the sparkling water flow as we introduce the lovely lady, Miss Arpana Khanna. Thank you so much, Arpana, for joining us, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for this lovely introduction. And I love the champagne bursting corollary to it. Okay, so firstly, I like to do things in a little informal way. So we'll continue with our ice breaking thing. And since I work with energy, the time when you were pulling out your stuff from your bags and your sunglasses and your plants and your chocolates, eaten or uneaten, my mind was processing what I was seeing. And I learned something very valuable about everybody who pulled out things. This is how energy works, that once you have tuned yourself to the energy world, then even a small thing will start speaking to your mind and revealing what that person holds inside. And once Trust me, once you've mastered it, once you've learned how to handle energy, then the sky's the limit, figuratively and literally for you people. And you can really accelerate at a very higher speed if you understand that. So, first, I'll give you a little brief on what exactly is energy, what you can really understand of it. And then I'm going to give you some acronyms. I'm going to give you some smart hacks and tips to fight it out, okay, for your everyday struggles. One thing that I corely believe in, and that's like my center of the compass, is on simplicity. I feel we have complicated the world around us too much. Everybody on this, it's a women's forum. All of us want to lose weight. I don't think there's anybody who's really happy with that. If you are, kudos, I clap for you. But everybody wants to lose weight. And yet everybody's looking for low glycemic index, low gluten, high water content, such complicated words. But it is just your basic food that you get in your house with, maybe your lauki, maybe your simple vegetables that you eat. You will get there. But we like to complicate things. And that is exactly courtesy social media, courtesy a lot of people around us, that the energy world is also very, very complicated now. There are so many tools that are given to you: affirmations, journaling, meditation, breath work, do this, do that. But please, I can already sense all of you have your hands full with the nurturer roles that you have at home. As much as we want, we cannot step out of it. Even we have helpers. It's something Mother Nature gave us. We love to be in that nurturing role. And we are always torn between the two roles that we have to fulfill. And you're talking of leadership. We just took names of such heavy duty stalwarts in the industries. They will not have, you will not have, I will not have time to do something which is extra. If it is woven into my daily life, it will be easy for me to do it. So let's just understand energy from the perspective which is simple, like a child understands. You see energy in your houses as electricity. So let's just have all comparisons with electricity. You have lights, you have chandeliers, it works your microwaves, it works your laptops. Everything is important. I cannot tell you that yes, your all your machinery was working, but I don't have a power socket in my house. That little power socket is very important when you're looking to charge your phone. And in any room, if you have just one power socket, you're like, take out your phone, I want to put in my phone, or you have more gadgets, you buy power strips and all these things. Then you have certain appliances that are need based. In Delhi, we are not switching on ACs yet. We were using room heaters yet. Maybe wherever you are, you're using air conditioning, geysers. So there are things that you're using today, tomorrow, yesterday. Then you might have, I'm sure all of us have one extra laptop at home, some phones that we use seldom, some a speaker for your music. Maybe you don't use it every day because Alexa plays it for you now. You have to understand that when you will start finding the world that is above us, energy world is a little above us, then you have to integrate it and recognize it everywhere in your daily activities. So first, let us just describe all these energy things that you see every day. Then you will be able to understand what I'm really wanting to teach you. So we have done seasonal stuff. We have energy things which are forgotten. Now I use a lightning cable, so my Type-C chargers are forgotten. My children are not staying here anymore, so the PS5 charger is forgotten. There is energy in them, but we have kept it in different places, and it is somehow adding clutter. Sometimes when you open a drawer full of chargers, you don't even have the bandwidth to untangle them. And you just feel, I haven't used it for some time, let's just discard them. All these little things, look around your offices at this time and identify the energy ports that you use a lot. Your office might have, or your sitting has got 7, 8 lights, but you have one favorite one which you want all the time. Some people like white lights, some people like yellow lights, some people like to have torch lights, some people like reading lights, whatever is your comfort. Once you have understood all that, then you'll be able to understand what energy is all about. I'm a trained fraud and forensic person. My first thing of stepping into the energy world was that I wanted to fight the fraud because there is so much of hullabaloo and so much of scaring people. Don't do this day, this color, this number, this is karmic, this is not karmic. It doesn't work like that. It's the first, if anybody is putting you towards fear, it doesn't work like that. And secondly, nothing, not me, not anyone, can just take away your demons. I have surrendered anger, do a 21-day course and alter your karmas. No, it's not going to happen. You have to, when you teach your children, you have to do things on your own. Even the energy world, you have to do on your own. Okay, so we have identified energy, plain and simple. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up that everybody's on the same page and we can start ours. Okay, energy. Let's go back to class 3 or 4. Energy is dynamic. Energy moves. Energy cannot stay. Even when you are in a state of rest, you have potential energy in you. Okay, so energy is dynamic. It cannot be contained in one place. Secondly, energy will always and always flow from a higher source to a lower source, from the generator to the battery, not from the battery to the generator. So we have to be hooked to a higher source. Your plug socket is charging your iPhone. Your iPhone is not charging the plug socket. Energy needs a device to be held. Your telephone, your cell phones are useless without a SIM card. Your SIM cards are useless without the cell phone. You're hungry, but you don't have food. You have food, but you're not hungry. So it has to merge for that energy to come together. Okay, you're eating the best of food, but your body is not processing it well. It's just going to the waste department. So again, that is one thing that energy needs to. Energy needs to be energy sacred. You don't have to waste it. And energy needs to be conserved. Okay. Again, now all these examples fall beautifully into the energy I've told you in your rooms and in your places. Now let us understand what energy is when I talk of energy coaching or I talk of your and mind energy. Okay. Energy is how active are you? When you get up in the morning, are you joyous? Energy is that do you have something to get up to? And not because they are mundane things. I have to get up because I have to go to office. I have to catch a flight. Are you getting up with excitement? That is an energy tick mark. When you come to an energy doctor, there's the questions she asks and tries to figure out where your energy is going. Energy is how well do you taste your food? Energy is how sharp your sense of smell is, because this is your energy. I can't interfere with it. Okay. Maybe you smell crackling mustard seeds and think of your nani putting a tempering. And maybe I smell crackling mustard seeds and think, I don't like it. Right? So it's very personal. All this is your energy. Energy will be how well your skin is behaving. It's the biggest organ of your body. If your energy is disturbed, your skin will act up. Energy means how you are feeling around people. A lot of people tell me, when I went somewhere, that person's vibe was very bad. That person was very negative. I felt very drained. So that is actually speaking of your energy. How tough are you? If I go to the sun, there is nuclear energy there. The sun doesn't fear me. Even if I'm negative, the sun will burn me up. I am fearing the sun because I can't handle that much energy. So whenever you are feeling drained, one more important thing, a lot of people come up to me, oh, someone's done something to me. There's nazar on me. I caught somebody's vibe. My aura needs to be cleaned. All these things are actually a game of your own energy, how you are protecting it and how you're keeping it in place. I like to give a very beautiful example to understand your energy. Your energy is the place of your body. And let's just see that you have three bodies. You have mind and body and spirit. Okay. Three parts of you. Now, if your body is unwell, simple stomach ache. My stomach is aching today. So my mind is also pulled down. I don't feel nice. Oh, all of you are ordering pizzas and eating, and I'm looking at you because I can't eat anything. Then body to mind, and then mind to spirit. It always happens to me. I don't know who has cursed me. I never feel happy. I always get punished for something I did not do. Comparisons come in. Then come to the mind. You fought with your best friend. Your mind is hurting. It will flow to the body. You'll start getting headaches. It will flow to the spirit. I always do with people. People always betray me. Now come to the spirit. You encountered something which was not good for your spirit. It will flow like this. So this example teaches us that these three are always connected. Like your gas stove, all four are connected to the same source of uh, gas to it. You cannot say that there's going to be an explosion and one will remain. So all these three are very deeply connected to each other. Now, from the point of your elbow, the point you have the bone that protrudes out from your elbow, till the edge of your middle finger. This much area, if I was to put a compass on your navel and draw a circle around you, that is the place where you hold maximum energy. So that is the place which you have to really allow people or not allow people. Now, we are social people. We form groups every day. The whole idea of groups is we are talking of empowerment. So many people, how many of us now? 50 participants on this. So we are exchanging energy. Just because we are sitting online, even if you're not speaking with me, your little actions are speaking out to me. We are exchanging energy. At any time when you are exchanging energy, there will be some group of people with whom you will always interact. Okay. Now that I like to explain you from the spice box. All of you have spice boxes in your house? Yeah, give me a thumbs up. So technically your spice boxes, everybody's got salt, uh, turmeric, very Indian spices, basic. So even if you cook, don't cook, but we all have it in our kitchens. We have salt, we have turmeric, we have red chili, we have, maybe cumin. Let's just pick up four things. Now, these four, whenever you see your kitchens, whenever you see your clothes, that is when energy world should speak to you. Okay. Otherwise, you will not find time to see it. So from today, if you, that one key takeaway, if you take from me, should be that now after this, whatever you do, you should be aware and awakened to sense how energy is playing around me. Okay. So let's come to those four spices. Salt. Salt is something you take it for granted. If it's not there, then you miss it. Otherwise, it's never that you will taste something and say, oh, it's so nice because the salt is perfect in this. You will compliment on other things, but you will never compliment the salt, right? But if it's more or less, that is when you will understand the value of salt in a dish. You cannot do without it, but it's there. Now, this salt in your life, my dear ladies, are your immediate family members. These relationships in your energy space are people who are missed only when they're not there. They are taken for granted because we're in a rush. And we also assume they'll be there. And just in case they are a little less, it's lying on my table, I'll add some more. And just in case it's too much, I'll add some more vegetable, have some more rice with it. It's easy because we can say the sorries, we use, we can say, don't feel so touchy about it. We can take them out for dinners. So that is the salt in your life, the energy that is around you. But now the same salt, if it becomes very overpowering, they're always around you, they're always questioning you, they're always, then so that where do you find that line, that sweet spot, if I may say? You know, we have a saying now, all of you must have heard, Namak Swad Anusar. So it's always that this salt is a personal choice. You should learn. You should learn to communicate and adjust the salt according to your life. And you should then, it will be a perfect balance because you can miss everything else. And if you do salt-free fastings, I find them very challenging. So if you find, and some people tell me, no, I don't miss salt. I can do salt-free fasting. मुझे नहीं फर्क पड़ता. Then that means that you are really pro. You're detached from really people. I still need my loved ones all around me all the time. So that is what the salt of your life is speaking. Now, next pick up turmeric. Turmeric has become the golden latte of the world. We have suddenly made it so famous and anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, but it's used in small doses. And if it's used in a high dose, it can stain you. So the staining power is good. It's auspicious that you apply some on your weddings and, like whenever you haldi kumkum, everything auspicious, you will have it. But if it is too much, the stain will not go. Your clothes will get damaged, your cutlery, nails. Anybody's tried eating something after doing a nail job with haldi? So that is why this. Now, this haldi are your mentors. I was just seeing that there was Chaitali, you were being applauded for being a mentor. I hope I have the name right. But she's the haldi of your life, girls. So that mentorship, which is protective, which is holding everything around you, which is looking after you, yet not staining you because giving you the option of take it on your own, just the guidance, just the inspiration. The problem happens when we start depending on a mentor so much. Again, it's an energy leak, right? I went to my mother and I said, I can't give the maths paper tomorrow. I don't know anything. And my mother said, come, let's make cheap notes. That is staining of the haldi, which I don't need. And I went to my mother and she said, let's keep up. Both of us will be up all night. You study. I'll give you a cup of tea. I'll keep counseling you. That's the haldi I need in my life. So whenever turmeric you see now, anywhere in your dishes, when it's much, sometimes the energy world speaks to you like this. Maybe you are missing it, but your subconscious mind has heard Arpana associate turmeric to a mentor in your life. And you're eating food and suddenly your cook has put extra haldi that day. When you're aware, the energy world has spoken to you. It's very easy, and yet achievement of it is the tricky part, and that's why people don't want to do it. Easy fixes are easy. Now, if I tell you, take some haldi, wrap it in a piece of paper, and keep it in your wallet, and suddenly auspiciousness will come. Everybody will do it without even questioning me. But you have to get aware of how the energy world has started speaking to you. We are doing a women's forum thing. Energy is known as Shakti. That's the meaning of it. And you cannot, any goal in your life is the Shiva. And you have to reach there only by using Shakti. So we have understood the turmeric. Let's just come to red chili powder. I do it for all 27 spices with people, but today we'll just do these 4 because I have a lot of other games for you. Red chili powder adds spice. Red chili powder is the chatkara of life. Red chili powder is going to bring you the fun element of it. You may like more, you may like less, but red chili is definitely the X factor of your dish. Red chili is great, but if you've just handled chili and accidentally rubbed your eye, then the chili has burnt you. If you can't handle too much chili and in peer pressure, I have told you I'm having pani puri, which is loaded with chilies. You also have it. And then you have that, you're gone. You're inflamed and you're burning. Red chili is your fun friends. Red chili is people you want to interact with at parties, socialize, watch movies, go out for a drink. Just enjoyment factor of your life is your red chili. That also breaches your energy. You and me get together and go to a temple. There's a different energy. You and I get together and go to a bar. There's a different energy. You and I are meeting in a formal ACFI meeting. It's a different energy. So the red chili, you have to be careful that the peer pressure of your friends should never be so much that you're taking more than you can handle. Next time you have partied tonight and tomorrow there's another invite, learn to say, no, I need to sleep today. But we are always, that one will feel bad, that one will feel this thing. So red chili should be your tick mark to understand that I need friends for the zing and the spice in my life, but I'm not going to accidentally touch mucous membranes of my body. Matlab, I'm not letting them affect me, that I am changed. Very important and very difficult to do these days because we are influenced. We are influenced by social media. We're influenced by 3 friends have traveled to an exotic destination, and now I'm feeling, why didn't I travel this time? So your energy has leaked. Your energy has got affected. The red has got some part of your body, and now you're buzzing to the red chili frequency. Okay? The last one that I'll take today while we are doing the others is, let's say, okay, you give me a spice. Let's just see, Sneha Sawant, can you give me a spice? And I'll tell you how that represents your aura.
Humans or jeera.
Okay, cumin. Let's pick up cumin. Now, cumin has a, if you've put it in a dish, unless it's visible, you will not understand, whether there's cumin in it. It's not a strong flavor that will necessarily come in your dish. It's added in the first part of your dish. If you haven't added it, it's not again that you will miss it, but it's very delicate. The cumin of your life is actually your love relationships. This is actually your romance. They're very delicate. You have to keep it safe, yet you need it, and it's subtle. Only the one who has used it knows it. It's not a public spice, and it is afforded by a few. And that is why love and romance comes to a few. A lot of people think they have it, but now every time you see cumin, even on top of rice, on your dals, or in your spice boxes, drop it, pick up the phone, take that time to say that I love you to that person who's that special as cumin to you. Okay, and now out of you people at the end of the session, I have identified 6 of you whom I'm going to tell you what spice you are to other people's lives, but that we'll do in a little later. Now let us talk about how to conserve and protect energy. How many times? I've done it a lot of times. When I go into my children's room and they have just left for a party, The cupboard door is open, the light is on, the fan is on, the AC or heater is on, the towel is on the floor, and suddenly it looks like there was some tsunami happened over here. And all energy sources are used. Even so, if they have pulled out a charger from the switch is on. Correct? They have not even bothered to switch off that little switch. So they have just plugged it out, and what do you do when they come back? You say, where do you think? Who's paying the electricity bills? How can you waste electricity so much? It's everywhere. And see, I want my examples to be which all of us see on a daily basis. If I pick up something from the scriptures, you can Google it and find it. But so that is what tells me that energy is very easy for waste for people who are not earning it. Correct? Your staff, everything, they'll mercilessly break a crystal vase and say, Kapda lag gaya, Didi, because they haven't earned it. It's very easy to waste energy when it's not yours. And that is what we have to understand, that if I want to conserve energy, have I given it to people who don't deserve it? That's the first step. We are trained as children to believe that it's wonderful to share. And in that sharing, we just mercilessly give everything of ours away. And then we say, my energy is breached. I have an energy leak. I'm not feeling well. So how would, like if your son's wasting money, you would say, I'm curbing your pocket money. If you want to teach a lesson, small things that you do to your children, okay, this time you're going to pay the electricity bill. So at least you know what it looks like. Something, or you will, even if he's not earning, you can't pay, but you're going to stand in that queue and you're going to make a demand draft, or you're going to use your portal, something. So this is how your energy needs to be. The person you are giving needs to acknowledge and know that this was something sacred that you gave them. And we are trained to zip our mouths and never talk about it in the name of love. But please take out small little subtle things of your daily thing where you tell your loved ones or people that you are extending energy to. I'll tell you a wonderful way of doing it. I'm giving you energy, is wakhat. If I'm giving you energy, when I say later, thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience, and I hope you took something, your subconscious mind has acknowledged she gave us something. Even if your conscious mind has not, right? And when you give a warm welcome to Arpana, when I came, my mind has acknowledged they are giving you something, you have to give something in return. It's as subtle and simple. Spirituality and energy healing is very simple. It's just that we don't want to do things that are simple. We want to do complicated things. So, energy breaches. Let's identify 3 top energy breaches. Your first energy breach is complaining. The minute you complain, you open your shell and your energy starts leaching out. When people tell me there's too much negativity around, negativity these days has become as popular as acidity because everybody has negativity. They don't even know what negativity looks like, but they have it. So every time you feel that negativity has seeped in, check yourself. Have I been complaining a lot? Complain opens up your negativity circle. And I explained you your aura from your elbow till your middle finger top. So this area. Oversharing your thoughts, oversharing your clothes, oversharing your aura space, hugging everybody, always being very clingy with unknown people, going to very crowded places where you will, unless your energy is guarded, you will leach out the energy to other people. Okay. So oversharing, this also breaks your energy circle. Comparison breaks up. And it's very sad that women are stereotyped to comparison. We have the age-old Lalita ji saying, "Tumhari kameez, meri kameez se zyada sundar," or something. We always our advertisement world, our fashion world, our anything that we like has been put into the whole comparison circuit. But when you compare your children, when you compare your earnings, your jobs, your paychecks, your looks with anybody, your comparison is one thing also that breaks up your energy circle. Then what breaks your energy circle is not prioritizing. Okay, Now, we are now all in the age of generators, perhaps, but please go back to a time when we used inverters, and maybe some of you are still using. I still have an inverter in my office. So what does the inverter company tell you? That when the electricity goes, you can use only 3 fans or maybe 2 lights. Now, what do you do in a case of emergency? Then you use only the room that you really want to. But you don't know, you haven't been trained how to do it with yourself. That when there is an energy shortage, what will you prioritize it on? Maybe you do it subconsciously, but you don't know how to do it. You need somebody to teach you how to do it. So, how to prioritize and protect yourself. There are simple tools of, let's write down 5 tools so that you have some this thing to protect my energy, because everybody wants to protect. Abhi Arpana said that protect it, conserve it, don't overshare, don't this thing. So let's just have 5 quick tips of protecting my energy space. Very simple, okay? It's not something fancy that you have to do 10, 21 times at night and you'll forget. Change your pillow covers when you sleep. At night, please use a fresh. Okay, yes, I'll just address that, Reshma. So, change your pillow covers. Very simple, sounds very meh, but it's really important to change your pillow covers at night. You'll just see absolute difference in skin, hair loss, sleep patterns. When you have worried about something, yes, every night, Nomita, you know what I have done? You know how you have some bed sheets, you've lost one pillow cover, or the bed sheet doesn't. I'm very sustainable person. So I have this whole lot of singles that are mismatched, and I've kept that at every night. I'll brush my clay, I'll change my clothes, I'll wash my face, and I'll put on a fresh pillow cover to sleep. Secondly, try to not wear clothes that you have worn before. Let's just talk about cotton, everything you'll wash. But let's say you have a jacket, you can't get it dry cleaned every time. Let's say you have a coat or a shawl that you've worn it to one party and you possibly get it dry cleaned every time. Have a separate closet space for it. And then at least do it 3, 4 times and later. But if you have fought with someone that day, if you have had you have cried that day, if you have felt, that's the reason why we used to have that when you go for funeral homes or this thing, you come back and have a shower and you throw those clothes, not because some spirit has attached to you. You've got the energy of gloom. You've got the energy of grievances. Okay. So washing clothes, not repeating them. And if you have to repeat them, don't put them back in the same cupboard where your other fresh clothes are. Have maybe a separate space where you keep these clothes. Number 3, if you share clothes, if you have to, you shouldn't. But if you are sharing clothes, come on, it's a lehenga. I wore it once. Now you want to wear it for your sister's wedding. When you get it back, of course, you will get it dry cleaned or everything. Yes, I will. Okay. So that is another thing, that when you ideally don't share, but if you have to, when you get them back, then do some energy clearance on it. It can just be a simple, you believe in any god, some ritual to it, just clean it up. How many we are? 3? Okay. So 2 more energy saving techniques that we can have is always bless your water when you drink and always be in gratitude. Okay. Now let me just take some issues that have been taken up in the chat box so that we can attend to, sometimes what happens is that we think that some things are more important and some things are small in nature and not so important. But actually, when we take care of the smaller things, the things that seem important get taken care of on their own. Okay, women are not united in a space and inside politics within film and stuff. This is also a little stereotypical, but having spoken of energy, the energy that is coming in your home, the electricity, it can't be contained. Only energy can contain energy. That is why it is only women who usually will come in the way of other women who are getting into this thing. So now when you face politics or you face stress amongst friends, or you are seeing backstabbing, or you're seeing taking credit away, okay? For all this, I have made an acronym for you all. I will address it once I have that. This question will get answered, and if it doesn't, we'll again take it. Okay. Then we had advice for women in male-dominated industries. Again, we have this thing that it's a male-dominated industry, and now I need high energy for it. Even in a women-dominated, if you have to rise anywhere in life, you need high energy. Whether it is a housewife taking care of a family of 7, 8 with staff, she also needs high energy. Whether you're a teacher in a school where they're all women, you will need high energy. But still, if you're really talking of specifics, the space that you people are working in, you are interacting with the energy of the sky. You are interacting with the energy of heavy cargo. You are interacting with the energy of fuel. So look around you. You need to be wired to these 3 energies. In the mornings, before you go out, step out for your work, any fuel that you have at home, all of us have LPG, CNG, connect with it for a minute. Give yourself 30 seconds with it. I'm sorry, I've just recovered from a virus. Give yourself 30 seconds and then you will find that you have energy. It might sound very hogwash, but connect to energy. That's the reason why we used to light a deepak in the morning for our prayers or something. But just do it. Go for your coffee, go for your cup of tea that you go in the kitchen. So just to supervise what's going in your dabba today. Connect with that energy of fuel to be high energy in your specific domain. Secondly, you are working with heavy weights. So cargo is also used, and you're working with a lot of men who will always be, oh, I'll do it because you can't do it perhaps. So again, connect to the energy of anything heavy. You have something heavy in your room, lift it up and say you and I are friends. You will see remarkable energy difference. I cannot stress importance of you being energetic in anything once you're happy here. If you're happy, you're energetic. How you smell, itna difference make karta agar aap happy hote ho, For energy, subtle people will pick up. How you look, all of these things. So how energetic you are in a male-dominated industry really works on how much help you have given yourself in the energy space. Okay? अपनी एनर्जी को जितना अच्छा आपने रखा है उतना ज्यादा आपको easy रहेगा. I have another message here. Okay. Yes. Stress, male ego, female egos. I'm just coming to that. Let me just do the acronym. If you have any question after that, then I'll look at it. Okay. So I have an acronym for you to take back, which is ACFI, so that you remember it always. ACFI. For all these questions, let's just think that Sakshi asked me a question and I said ACFI. And then Noita asked me a question and I said ACFI. And then Sakshi asked me a question and I said ACFI. ACFI is how you will handle a situation. Let's pick up an example. Okay. My example, ecosystem at home and workplace to be happy. I have to juggle, okay? And it gives me stress. Every morning I wake up and I was like, why always me? I think and the staff doesn't show up. I had to go for a meeting and suddenly there's a PTA meeting. Why do I only have to go? We all go through this. I handle 3 jobs to know it. So when I have this and I have to do ACFI, I tell myself, accept, change, fear not, and invite your spirit. A for accept, C for change, F for fear not, and I for invite my spirit. A for accept. What is in this situation that I have to accept? My staff has not come. Ab kuch nahi ho sakta. I had to go somewhere. I have to first accept it. Otherwise, where does your mind take you? She always does this. She never comes on time. I'm going to fire her. Like, you're wasting energy. I know this always happens to me. I just have bad luck today. I have to do a presentation. My laptop's not working because, somebody used the charger and didn't put it back in place. And I've told them so many times, this is your mind tricking you, my dear. It's taking you away from the situation. So firstly, you should have this here that I have to accept. This is what has been done. This is what has to be done. I cannot miss my meeting today. And this has already happened. The first step of handling any stress in your life is Accept it. Accept the pain with it also. I'm feeling miserable that I created a presentation and they did not even applaud me. So accept it first. See for change. See what you can change there. Is there something in this situation that you can change? Can you push the meeting ahead? Do you have a standby staff? Do you have a mom, somebody living who can come and say, what can you change in this scenario? You have office politics, accept it. I got bitches around me. Then what do you do about it? What can you change? Can you change your attitude towards them? Can you try to speak their language? What are your templates that are ready when she is bullying you? I do courses on all these things, but everything should have one template ready that if they are behaving like this with me. So what can I change in this situation? F is fear not. Because what we start fearing is something that can happen. If I don't go for the meeting today, I'm going to lose this client and then everything is going to fall. If I don't perform well here, if she takes away all my credit this bonus season, I'm going to get nothing. If I don't go for my parent-teacher meetings because I was at a meeting, my son will fail at school. Again, the possibility of this happening is very remote, but your mind is enjoying playing. So you have to keep addressing yourself and say, I'm not going to be fearful of that person's bullying. What credit is mine will come my way. I have to keep fighting that I'm not fearful about things. Okay. So I have to fight ACF. I is the most invest. You can call it invest in spirit. You can call it including your spirit. You can call it inviting your spirit. What does that mean? That you buzz from a higher frequency. Look at the picture from above. If someone else had asked you this question, what would you tell? Your junior has come to office and she's saying there's a lot of office politics. What would you say? Your niece has started working and she's saying, I can't handle it all. My in-laws are driving me mad. What would you say? And what is your higher self? We all have a spirit inside us, which is धीरे धीरे बोलती है, speaks very gently, but our mind speaks blah, 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 blah. So you have to quieten the mind by the ACF, and then you invite that insider job to correct it, involve your spirit, include yourself in the dynamic. Neither my meeting is important, neither my child is important, neither the staff is important. I am first and foremost. It is I who has to go for the meeting. It is I who is suffering. So I have to get those blinders and include first myself. You're all from the airline industry. The first oxygen mask is to yourself before you help the others. So you have to involve yourself, include yourself, and then your ACFI happens. When you are in a stressful situation, we are not wired like that you will be able to think. It's pure science that you are in a fight or flight. So us waqt your dimag will not function. Okay, so it has to be a habit from before. You have to keep investing in your spirit and training yourself that the ACFI gets activated the minute you get into a stressful position. At that time, you can't look for Artna's notes. So have your templates ready. Like you have your phone is ringing and you say, can I speak to you later? Tuck one button. You don't even mean it, but you use the template to shut the call. So similarly, have your templates ready to use subtle energies around you. Make your energy so sparkling that the other person doesn't messes with it. They also have this thing that no, there's no point. She will shine so much that I don't want to take her credit. What's the point? And my guru taught me something very nice. I'll say it in Hindi. Sakshi had told me that maybe we have some, I'll translate it, but it just holds the essence in Hindi more. That कभी-कभी अपनी जो तुम्हारे साथ बुरा कर रहे हैं, उनकी चमक दबाने की जरूरत नहीं होती. कभी-कभी अपनी चमक बढ़ाने की जरूरत. So it's not always that you have to suppress someone and show them their place and tell them you're being nasty to me. But sometimes if I will shine and elevate myself, in comparison, they are already standing lowered. All right. So this is what I had for you. Now you can open questions or something, and let's not do it in a chattish way, and let's just do it on like face to face, so that even I can see you and I can tell the 6 people that are my wonderful spices today.
So, Arpana, hi, I'm Namita. I
Yes,
already
ma'am.
see there are quite a few questions that you've already answered, right? So we will ask our, our members on the group to either post it or as you want them to be on.
Sure. And please feel free to reach out to me on WhatsApp. Also, you have any questions, I have enough templates, enough voice notes, recordings, and even on a personal this thing to answer all your questions.
No, so what I meant is they could also type it right now if they don't want to say it aloud. But if anybody wants to say it aloud, they can also raise their hand. So
Yes,
I'll
okay.
start with the first question also. So I did read about productivity counseling. Now, in our kind of business, I think productivity counseling is also great because it really helps us boost our energy, boost our productivity. So could you just shed some light on that?
Okay, so this is also one of the things that I notice. I'm not saying it in a critical way, that giving some fancy names to the same old words, it's like I had red beans tempered with ginger. Basically, all businesses want productivity, right? There is no realm you are out in the world to be productive and to put in something to get something. Even if you're just doing gardening, you want productivity, and productivity hoti hai. So productivity in itself is an energy. Now, if you have fixed your intention to make something productive, the step in productivity counseling, or you call it like, somebody told me that they did transcendental ancestral healing. They basically did a shraddh. So, for productivity counseling, one thing that I would always say is that the first step of productivity is what your intention is. If you are in a job, anything, because you want to earn money, okay, primal, even go out to earn money. Till that time, your productivity will be only based on earning money. The day your mind has shifted that now I want scalability, you will start working towards it. Then your mind has shifted to making it a global brand. Your mind has shifted. I wake up so that I feel so happy doing this. Then your productivity will change. Everybody will have a different meaning. So the first seed of productivity increasing is the intention you're putting in. And Mummy teaches us to speak to everyone, how to answer phones, how to speak to a shopkeeper. Mummy doesn't teach us how to speak to ourselves. When we are asked, why are you sad? We don't know how to answer it. Similarly, learn to sit with yourself and answer what productivity means to you. It will mean different for everybody. And what is your intention to reach there? Once you've sorted the intention, बीज ठीक डालोगे, फसल ठीक निकलेगी. That is what I can say, help you with on productivity.
Thanks. There's a question from Reshma as well, if you could just
Yes. Okay, feeling mentally exhausted. Let's take this question as, what do you do when you are physically exhausted? When you're physically exhausted, you shut off things and you rest. What do you do when your phone is exhausted? It's burning hot and all the apps are now hanging. You switch it off for some time. So for when you are mentally exhausted, it means you've done too many things, and multitasking is very glamorized these days, that somehow people who and especially for women, I hate it when I see those women pictures with multiple hands and holding everything. Why is that onus on me to always be the best in everything? Why should I be a great cook also and a great caregiver also, and why put so much of pressure on me to become the best in everything and have those multiple hands like Ma Durga and telling you that, yeah, I can do everything. I think it's a very thing that has been put on us. That's why we feel mental pressure. But mental pressure, you've put too many things in your mind. Box breathing, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding 4, exhaling 4, stopping 4. Okay, I'll do it with my hands and I'll breathe and show you. Cha, 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 cha. Stops, engages your parasympathetic nervous system. Showers, stepping out in nature, really beats the what. But what we do is, when we are mentally stressed, we want to sit in front of the TV or scroll Instagram. messes up our dopamine even more. And we get these dopamine hits and our brain gets even more this thing. Simple chanting, listening to old music, which invigorates you, not takes you to another memory, massages, all wonderful things to get your mental stress. And firstly, don't reach that point. I know I can't walk beyond 3 kilometers, so I'm not taking a trek of 14 kilometers. I'm not going to do it. Similarly, know your mental boundaries. Only pressure, put yourself for that pressure. And let's say suddenly it was a moment that you could not help. Hell broke loose at office. So when in my CA thing, 30th September for us is like the worst day of my life. And usually Navratras are also there, so I work there. Children have half yearlies, and everything just happens at that time. So for my 30th September, I prepare from 24th of September that it's going to rush me. Don't push yourself to that. Okay. Okay, I think we've had our questions, and still, if you would have more questions, you feel free to reach out to me later also.
I have a question, Arpana.
I have a quick
Yes,
question.
yes.
Because so you talked about the ACFI and you've given us so many tools to deal with it. So I feel, how do you make this a habit? How do you make it a natural to you to do this? How much do you use it yourself? Do you use it day in and day out? Do you
Every
do
day,
this?
every moment, even when I'm doing anything, I'm talking to you people, but I'm still using the energy world to find out my 6 spices. Because
Hmm.
once you've attuned to that, a dancer will find a mudra in anything. A musician will find music in the crickets. A cook will find recipes even in the garbage that's in the room. It's training. In the
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita, when Arjun asks that, it's very difficult. What you're teaching me, Lord Krishna, is very difficult.
Hmm.
So Krishna says, without a doubt, it is very difficult, but I'm giving you two keys. One is abhyas, practice, and the second is vairag, detachment.
Detachment.
These are the two things, detaching from the situation. I'm doing my best. Ho gaya to ho gaya. And secondly, yeah, okay, so my mom lost a cousin some days back, and we had a prayer ceremony 3 to 4. I have committed to you people. My mother is sitting rest of it, but now I'm not going to put my brain to this, that what will mom, I'm here in the present moment, I'm enjoying with you. I think I'm making some impact to you all. I'll do that. It's okay. You don't have to pressure yourself. What will mummy say? What will those people say? Make it a habit of not putting the atlas on your shoulders. Make it a habit of shrugging your shoulders and saying,
Shrug it.
not mine. I can't do everything. You've seen children who don't clean up rooms and their mothers keep telling them, clean it, clean it, clean it. But then mummy cleans it. Sometimes you need that attitude in life that it'll fix itself. I'm not responsible to fix everything. All 50 of you can't like me, and I'm not even trying.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. That was
Hi,
nice.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Sarika. I want to know, how do you switch? Like, you
Wait, why
realize,
can't I see you? Wait, darling, I can't see you. Yeah, Sarika Chaturvedi.
yeah.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is, how do you switch? Sometimes, I could relate a lot to what you were talking, and we were actually in those situations many a times. Sometimes we are able to handle it, but sometimes you don't know how to switch, and it just comes out in an anger, So how do you is there something that you do, like a click or some, how do you do it? How do you
Okay.
switch suddenly? It's
Okay.
not like a switch
I'll
off
tell.
or switch on.
Okay. Number one, energy accidents. You can really be very careful with your gas stove, but you will burn things sometimes. Okay. So we are not perfect. We will have places where we will miss. So don't hold yourself by the throat for always being not this thing. Assess it later. When I do my anger management courses, I always tell them, think of anger as what happened pre-anger, what happened during anger, what happened after anger. So after that incident or accident has happened, then you go to the ACFI again, thinking that what could I change? What triggered me? Maybe in the morning, I was feeling angry at my husband, but I did not say anything कि घर से निकलते निकलते who will do a drama. And now when somebody bashed my car or took my parking, I took out that anger here. So I've learned how can I address it there in the morning. Before sitting in your car, if that awareness was there, you would say, I'm letting go of the anger that I had. I don't want to take it forward. Slowly, as I just said, abhyas, practice keeps coming into that point where you will master it. Anything will require some mastering and you will still fail. The best of cooks make horrible dishes sometimes. The best of boutiques, tailors, the best of flights, the best of, that is human. That will happen. Don't hold yourself so hard on it, but keep trying and keep finding out things that what went wrong that day. Introspect, invite your spirit and fix it. Most of our anger happens because of fear. The sooner we fight fear, the less angry we are. Because we are always angry at ourselves. We are angry that मैंने उसको कुछ बोला क्यों नहीं था. And then that anger, that pressure cooker explodes on someone else. हाँ जी. और बताओ.
Yeah, I just want to say, I agree that science always says that energy flows from high to low, but love, joy, and
Flows
laughter,
both way. Okay.
they don't follow physics. It actually multiplies, I feel. That's what I feel. And it
Of course.
recharges. So how do you explain this?
So actually, joy and laughter, I always like to say there are a lot of languages, French, Hindi, a lot of languages which Urdu, which use the gender connotations. So if you please see, joy भी होता है, laughter भी होता है. अपने तीसरी चीज क्या बोली? Love भी होता है. तो ये energies है ही नहीं, joyfulness energy है. And laughing वो verb है, so they will always have, it's never equal. दो लोग जो प्यार करते हैं हमेशा एक दूसरे से ज्यादा प्यार करता है. It can never be equal. And it flows from that, there are 2 cups. यहाँ ज्यादा था तो यहाँ बहा. अब इसके पास ज्यादा था तब यहाँ बहा.
But isn't it your perception in life that love, energy, and laughter are more there? I mean, that person loves you more, or that is laughing more, or
But आपको मैं joke सुनाऊंगी तो फिर आप हंसोगे ना. There is some exchange of energy that has happened. Now, if
So it
I
can
am
happen,
carrying
it can-
jokes, I am carrying more laughter in me, and hence I'm sharing with you. You cannot share on an empty pocket, my dear. You have extra money, so you're giving to someone who is poorer than you. Even if you're not doing it with that intention that, oh, you can't laugh, so I'm making you laugh. But you went to a party and there was this person who was bubbly. Now that person is carrying that laughter and infectious energy, and hence it has flowed from the higher to the lower. And the person who was deprived today, maybe just 2 hours before, you expended your bubbly energy somewhere. You gave all your love to your child today because he was feeling miserable. And then you went for a party and you met your best friend there and she said, hey, you don't look good. Come, let me. She has poured from her space to your less space. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Arpana ji, thank you so much for the lovely session. Looking back at your point about comparison and complaining, which I feel is very common in the workplace, we tend to do it a lot. So I think that, your competition is not really with the people around you, it's with yourself, it's with the you of today. Our aim should be to sort of better ourselves each day and beat the you of today. So the you of yesterday. So from an energy perspective, do you have any tips on how we can elevate ourselves every day without falling into the trap of self-criticism or, focusing on what we could not achieve today rather on, what we have been able to achieve, even if it's a 1% growth on a daily basis? How can we focus on that and, just keep growing on a daily basis instead of focusing on all the traps around us?
So one thing that you've really said nice is that we are looking at growth. Even a plant, even people have to grow. Whenever I tell them that don't compare, I'm not selling them complacency. So I'm very happy that at least you got that absolutely right, that I also intend that everything grows. And if we have to grow, there'll be a benchmark, right? That what was my benchmark and where have I grown? Simple tips that I have for watching myself to be compared. Okay, maybe you would invite me again and that day you have 2 speakers. So I've got a sane conscious mind which will compare. And it will compare with what happened the first meeting I did with them. Now they've called 2 people. Or how will it be when I am complaining that this time they got only 10 people, nobody was listening to me. As I said, we are all human, we all will go through it. How to tap it is to address it the minute that demon starts speaking. Your templates to be ready. The minute your mind starts to compare, keep telling and reminding yourself. It's on auto default with me. The minute comparison comes, I immediately say, I don't need to. I am myself. Okay. But still, if you've not evolved till that level, keep anything that you associate. Our mind works very nice with association. Okay. So let's say you keep like you have the Ludo chips, or like how you play with Gitya or something, or maybe 2 buttons. Take a button in hand. You've taken a blue button, and I do it a lot with people. You keep looking at it, sit with the energy, and just put that association with that button, that this is my comparison cancel button. The minute it comes to your mind, take that button out and look at it, and you'll be surprised that your neural pathway will immediately connect to saying, no, it's not. See, we are only behaving with what we are taught, right? We are taught that this is the color black. Who says so? Your eyes, a colorblind person might not be seeing this as the black as I'm seeing. But so you have to associate yourself and tell yourself, okay, this is my pen. Every time I have my pen in my hand, I go into a no complaint mode. Okay, so pick up a thing and make it your antidote. Okay. You still have something. I can understand you're not getting something. So give me an example. I'll help you. Tell me something that you do.
You answered the question pretty well. Thank you.
Yes. Anybody else?
I think, with the paucity of time, Namita, I think, proceed. Yeah.
Yeah. So Arpana, thank you so much. It was excellent. And I think in view of time, we'll, ask the questions separately to the teams if they want to send it to us, and then we'll forward it to you. But yeah, I'd, request for a closing then.
Okay.
I'd like to just hand over to Chaitali, please.
Yeah. Thanks, Reshma. Good afternoon to all the ladies. Thank you for staying back. Before I do the closing, I would like to request if anybody from the ACFI task force would like to say a few words. So whether it is Alpana ji, or it is Pratishtha, or Priya, or Chandra, if Chandra is here. I know Sakshi looks very emotional right now. Before I say my thank yous to everyone and I do a closing, do any of the ladies, do you guys want to say anything before I start off?
I think, yeah, maybe just a second. I think it's an excellently conveyed messaging, Arpana. I think this is what we all need to understand, and I think I advocate that a lot, that we are women. We need to have that kind of ecosystem, the support system apart from surrounded with us, which uplifts us as well as helps us to do, and also to be okay with not doing things and still move on and go forward with life. So I think it's excellently done, and thank you so much for being part of this and throwing more light on the do's and don'ts of how to uplift. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I think this is probably one of the most interesting sessions that pretty much all of us would have attended. And before I start off with the official, would like to say thank you to Sakshi for recommending you, Arpana, because when she mentioned coach, I don't know about the others, but I definitely didn't know what it was going to entail. So this is one of the sessions where not only have I been making notes, but I have also not been multitasking, but I've been pretty much listening to you. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure listening to you. Everything that you have said pretty much resonates with all of us. Maybe in some parts, maybe in full, or maybe in quarters. It doesn't really matter. starting off with simplicity, the auras from your elbow to the middle finger, how do you conserve energy? How do you expend energy? How do you safeguard your energy? These are very, very valid points. And being women, we are always fighting. We are always struggling. If it's not with ourselves, it's with the surroundings that we are in. If we are working, then it's with our colleagues or it's with our staff. If we are leading any organization, if we are part of any association, then yes, it becomes part of that. I think everything that you said has meaning, and maybe it hits the women differently as compared to the men, because we live in a very, very tough industry that does not take any prisoners, and that's gender non-specific. So whether you're a man or a woman, if you can't fit in, if you don't understand, you can't pick up, then this industry is not nice for you. It's not nice to you. It can actually be a very cruel industry. What you have helped us is that all of us have very topsy-turvy lives. We bring work home, we take work to office, and all of that around. You pretty much kind of broke down in these 45 to 50 minutes as to how we can start getting peace for ourselves, because you were very, very correct in saying that it is me first. We need to learn how to do that without being selfish, without coming across as being selfish. And also what is important is the examples that you gave with the spices, especially salt, because all of us tend to take our family for granted, or if we are somebody's family, we tend to be the salt in that person's life. So it is so very essential to understand as to where we draw our boundaries with every single person, with whatever relationship that we have. And I think going forward, we may want to do more sessions with you, because I believe we've not even scratched like a bit of, forget the iceberg, but we've not even scratched the surface of what we all could learn. I can say on behalf of everyone that if people have made notes, they are definitely going to go referring back to them. Nobody is going to forget your session anytime soon, at least confidently saying that every lady here, and we've had very good participation, considering we've have about 44 of us till now, shows that if they pick up just one thing of what you have spoken today, the lives are going to change for the better, with simple things as just changing your pillow cover, washing it.
Try this one and tell me. This one,
Yes.
definitely try it and tell me.
It was something that my mom and dad got into an argument about 25 days ago. And my dad says, I need my pillow cover to be changed every day. And my mom went like, what nonsense. And I was like, okay, let's just have peace and, figure out how we're going to get the pillow cover changed. But it's so practical, everything that you said, and it's very, very doable. Whether you go into a party, whether you have drained energy, whether, you have problems at work. I don't know how easy it is to really make up yourself saying that, okay, fine, we're going to have bad days. I'm
But
sure
when
we
is our
all
lives
do.
easy anyway? When are our
Yes.
lives easy anyway?
Correct. So I know that when we have complicated shipments, we are all thinking that tomorrow is a very bad day. We have 10 people on chutti. We have so many shipments happening. So let's just gather ourselves. And for somebody like me who tends to overthink and get angry on things and not have a release in place, I am guilty of, taking somebody's anger out on a third person or a fourth person, whoever that unlucky person is around in my office. So thank you very much. It has been phenomenal. We will be calling you back at ACFI, at different associations, because genuinely what you say will help make people change their lives for the better. And I can only say thank you. Happy Women's Day to all of you ladies over here. It's so nice to see a lot of familiar faces. And Jane, I am so glad that you are here. This is the first time I've seen you attending. So thank you for that. All you ladies, if we can just tell you one thing. Yeah, thanks, Jane, for staying back. All you ladies, if we can just tell you one thing, is that each one of you does an amazing job. You may not be appreciated at that point of time, but please always know that you do make a difference to everybody around you. Maybe your colleagues may not tell you enough, but each one of you matters to your bosses, to your management, to your staff, regardless of what designation that you have. And if we could wish one freedom for you all, would be just the freedom to be who you are. So not just today or tomorrow or on Women's Day, but in general, we all need a little bit of empathy and kindness first to ourselves so that we can then spread that around to everybody else. And please do keep attending. Please do keep learning, because we all need to upskill ourselves. We work in an industry that is very hard. But having said that, thank you to each and every one of you for making a difference by attending. And it's genuinely nice to have so many of you stay with us right till the end. So thank you, ladies. And good afternoon to everyone.
And keep using ACFI.
Yes, please become members. Please keep attending ACFI sessions. We intend to make them as meaningful as today's was. And if you have any suggestions, any recommendations, please do send that to the Secretariat. We would be more than happy to look into it and do better work, because at the end of the day, we are important to the industry, and it's not just because the government tells us we need to have inclusivity and diversity. We do make a difference to the work that we do. Each one of us does. So thank you very much. And please be proud of yourself today.
She said, take home the acronym ACFI, what she had said.
Yes. And please feel proud. If nobody claps for you, clap for yourself, because we need to be our biggest cheerleaders before anybody else does. So thank you. Keep the confidence going.
Thank you.
Take care, ladies. Bye-bye.
Thank
See
you.
you all.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I've put my number in the chat box if any of you have any other questions.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Definitely. Bye. See you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. See you all. Thank you. We can stop recording, Simran. We can stop recording.